friends, hello and welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day. We're on and down to the Seattle Kraken for our 1-year Stanley Cup rebuild. I'm very interested in seeing what's going to have to be done here with the Seattle Kraken, because they're a team that, they've been playing some better puck, but they still are a team that they got a lot of older guys, a lot of veteran guys that how they sim up in a game can be completely different than how they play in real life. They are considered a seller in this game. Again, how they play in real life, how they're seen in this game, completely different. Looking at some of the contracts, I imagine they're tight against the cap. They have $2 million in cap space. Actually, a lot of cap space compared to some teams. But you got Vince Dunn making $7 million a year. I mean, they got a lot of middle tier guys. That's what we expected. A lot of veteran guys, a lot of middle tier guys that come through the expansion. Yorkstrand making $5 million. Schwartz making $5 million. Everly making $5 million out of Burakovsky, McCann. Alexander Wenberg's getting $4 million. That's a guy that can probably be moved. Adam Larson's getting $4 million. They got a lot of middle of the pack players. And in real life, I mean, if you can have a lot of, maybe you don't have a lot of elite players, but if you have a lot of top 6 players, maybe you have 3 lines where the top 6 players with good coaching, a little chemistry, they can figure things out. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the goaltenders real quick. They paying 2 goalies now. They're paying what? Well, kind of. The Cord's getting 1.2. That's kind of expensive, but 5.9 for Philly Grubes. Let's take a look at this team. The fact that they're a seller already makes me nervous knowing we're going to have to make some moves. The chemistry is looking better. I was going to say, if we had to, we're going to drop this coach. I mean, if that has to be done, it has to be done. Really, it'd be nice to get some guys that fit on this first line. Now, Burakovsky looks like a good option for the first unit. We might see what he does up here. Is it going to puzzle? It's not, surprisingly. And that's what's interesting about this, is how the scheme fit don't seem to matter as much as it once did. The X factors make such a big difference as well. We have a 2-way forward, a 2-way forward, and a sniper. I mean, Burakovsky in that first line might make more sense as a sniper, not as a playmaker. That's the problem there. They have so many snipers on this team. Yorkshire fits in the second line. That's exactly where he wants to be. So we're going to leave him there. He's a second line forward. That's his role. Burakovsky is a second line forward. That's his role as well. Even though his chemistry is a little bit better on the first, that's the problem this team has. They got a whole bunch of second line forwards. Everybody on this team is a second line forward. So we have some depth. Looking at the third line, first round draft pick, Schwartz is second line forward. Wenberg's in the spot he needs to be, but he is a playmaker, which again is a concern. I don't know if we want that on the third line. We'll see how it sims up. I think we might take a chance. Now Tolvanen, that's not going to work. And not a sniper on the third line. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. The defense just isn't there. The shot's not that bad, though. It's not that bad. What's he getting paid? 1.4. I mean, that's reasonable. How old is he? 24? He might have won some trade value. Yamamoto, I think it's a playmaker, right? Yeah, I don't really like that. He's not that bad defensively. What's his role looking like? A depth board. He's not even supposed to be on the team. Okay, so I'm not going to like that. He wants to be on a first line. Of course he does. Of course he does. Bellemare is all right. Tanev is solid. Again, those guys solid defensively. So, again, when we upgrade the top 6... I think that'll open things up for Yamamoto. I can't believe Ben Ears is a 2-way forward in this game. He scored 30 goals last season, right? What did he score? 30, 27? 30, 24. Okay, he scored 24 goals. I think he had more than that. Maybe that's why it's been taking him longer to score goals this season I thought he was. I got that fantasy card. All right, so I don't know what to do. Okay, so McCann can't win faceoffs. What's Gord look like? Gord's an excellent guy to have on a third line. I think they want him. I don't like. See, the thing is, I don't like about a $5 million dollar guy on the third line. I mean, but if we move him to the third line, Wenberg can be traded. Wenberg's getting paid, right? Yeah, Wenberg's being paid, so we could move him to the third line, and we can move McCann here. McCann, Yorkstrand, Burakovsky. What's McCann look like? He's a 2-way forward playing with 2 snipers. How that turns out could be interesting, to say the very least. But if we pull in a top line center, we get rid of Wenberg. I think that's what this team's really lacking, is that top line center kind of guy. And maybe it's a playmaker. That top line center that's a playmaker. I think that's a desperation, a definite need. And I don't like the -2 on the first line. We got 2 defensive defensemen. No, why does nobody want to play here? What's happening? No count line chemistry. That's tough. That's unfortunate, Adam Larson. So who wants to play that? I don't want to mess up that second line chemistry. That's nice chemistry. Defensive defenseman. Dumoulin wants to be on that second line. Justin Schultz could be a first liner with Vince Dunn. How would that look? Not the greatest. Dumoulin, not the greatest. Adam Larson is kind of hurting us here. Adam Larson, where does he want to play? The fourth line? I mean, that'd give us a sick defense if we did that. I would not be opposed to that. Borgen on that second unit, that would give us a +3 as well. Alexiak, again, he wants to be, where's his role? Top 4 defenseman. So again, the good thing is we got some depth defensively. Larson might have to go 4th line. I think we need to look for a top line defenseman, and we look for a top line center. That's going to be expensive, very expensive. But again, the beauty of this is we can go all in on 1 or 2 guys, and this team's got so much depth. So much depth across the board. So let's see what we can do here. I mean, we might even move Adam Larson. What's Adam Larson getting paid again? Because, I mean, if you're going to put him on a 4th line for that price, you might as well get another defenseman, I think. You might as well move on from him. In the system, we'll go to the defenseman. Oh, you know who we get? Oh, it's Patrick Kane in this game. He's an 84. That's a good playmaker. They might have him as a sniper. I don't know which one they have him as in this game, but Adam Larson's getting paid, yeah, $4 million. Borgen's getting paid 2.7. I mean, if we're moving on from Borgen as well, that's going to open up some cap. So we're going to move on from Borgen. We can start there. Centers, Beniers is not getting paid. That's nice. McCann, Gord. Let's go to move some of these players. Move some of these players, see what we're working with. Hopefully, what would be nice here is somebody holding some trade value. Maybe we can pick up another 1st-round draft pick from a team. We'll take a look. What do we have here? Beniers. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have Shane Wright. Shane Wright's going to be a nice one. He's going to hold some trade value. He's not going to grow enough. Not as a 2-way forward for this team to play on this team this season. That's unfortunate. Adam Larson, we'll let you stay for now. Burakovsky, Bjorkstrand. Who was we trading? Wenberg. Do you have any trade value? Not a whole lot. Is Wenberg who we want to trade? Yeah, I think that's going to be the guy. 83 for a playmaker. Not enough flexibility here. The Ducks do want Wenberg. That would be nice. Now, let's see what we can get from the Ducks. They are not willing to wheel and deal their 1st-round draft pick. We're going to ask for it, though, because that's going to be a valuable draft pick. Now, let's see what we can do. What if we gave up? What can we make happen here to try to get this pick in return? They're not going to do that. I'd really like to get this 1st-round draft pick because we're going to try to trade for a big fish, and we're going to need the draft pick capital. So the better we can do in that regards, we're gonna need a lot at once, right? Like these 3rd runs ain't gonna do any good. We can't throw in 7 3rd-round draft picks. They're not gonna take that. Okay, so that's tough. Seattle has no 2nd-round picks. Who are they trading with? A 2nd-round pick still holds a little bit of value. That's a little bit much. It looks like still for Wenberg, but yeah, I mean, we're giving up a 3rd line guy. We're opening up some cap. I mean, we got to be happy with a 2nd-round draft pick in return. I mean, that's nice. When you're clearing cap and you come up with a 2nd-round pick, I think we're doing all right there. So as much as we would love to get our 1st, got to be happy with the return in general to be moving on from a player and getting that sort of value in return. And then it's going to be what, Borgen? Let's keep dealing. And oh, you know what we should have did? What wasn't thinking? Whoops. Dang it. We should have threw on Borgen with that trade. They got a Bruins 2nd-round draft pick as well. You want to will and deal that one too, Anaheim? Nah, ain't about that one. Now, Boston's ain't worth as much, so that's something to keep in mind. We're going to throw on a Seattle 4th, and they took that. All right, so Borgen gone for 2. So we've gotten 2 seconds for 2 players we're just moving on from. So I thought we did pretty good in that regards. Now we're going to have a lot of cap space to where we're going to go all in on this center and 1st-line defense. And we have $10 million in cap space. Probably can make more if we have to. Do we start with the defenseman or do we start with the center? I think we're going to start with the center. We got to make sure we have no top line players in regards to player roles and any of them wanting to be on the 1st line. So that's important. We got to get a forward player type. We want a 1st-line forward. We want a playmaker. And let's get ratings. We're going to go 80. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess. We'll go 87 plus. I want to go 88 plus. And as far as money's concerned, just to kind of filter out a couple players, we're going to throw it down with a cap of $9 million. Again, just filtered out a couple of these guys. Still, we're not going to be able to afford. Gosh, dang, imagine getting a Jackie. Look at that trade value, though. We're going to get that. Crosby's a nice option. Crosby's a really nice option. The thing is, he's 36. How much is that going to hurt? I mean, that's the reason he's so cheap. You talk about a guy that can do it all for your team. Martin Necas is a good option as well. Steven Stamkos is out there. Necas, 93 by 93. It's obviously not Crosby. How's he look? Power play line 1, all penalty killing lines. Crosby does fit on the 1st line. Oh, do we try to get Crosby? Can we get Crosby? That is a huge addition. That's a game changer. That is exactly what this team needs. The age scares me a little bit. It really does. In this game, it's a 1-year franchise. I mean, the most you think he can go down is a 1 overall point. Even if he goes down 2, he's still a 91. And that's a game changer. He's $8 million now. That's an expensive game changer, but that's what you have to pay. Reinhardt's got a really good overall. Dylan Larkin, I mean, I can't believe Dylan Larkin's an 80. I see he's a two-way, he's a playmaker. He fits on forward line. Ooh. I don't know if we want to get cheap or not. He's the same price. He's cheaper than Crosby, but he's the same money-wise. We'll start with Crosby. And we'll come down to Martin Necas because his price tag is cheaper from a trade value perspective. Not trade value. Yeah, from a trade value perspective. We're going to give you a first and Shane Wright for Sidney Crosby. And just to see where we're at, we don't overpay. So we're going to ask them to retain some salary because typically when you ask them to retain some salary, they're going to say, no, we're not going to retain it. And just for fun, we're going to ask them to retain a lot because, you know, when we say we're doing it just for fun, we're not. We're going to see if they can do it. All right, so they're totally unwilling to do that. They have this thing called a trade block. I understand. Let's throw in these seconds. See, this is where them second round picks getting them are kind of important. Totally unwilling there. Still a first and 2 seconds for Crosby and Shane Wright. I mean, remember, it seems like nothing. A first and 2 seconds for Crosby. But this is a 36-year-old player. 2 years left on the contract, and we're going to give you a potentially elite player in Shane Wright of the future and another first. Whether you look at where we had totally unwillingness to go on from what that trade is, we'll throw in another second. Trade reject. Okay. Here we go. The Pittsburgh Penguins are willing to wheel and deal Sidney Crosby for a first, Shane Wright, and 3 second-round draft picks. They will not retain the salary, but they'll take that. Is that a trade we want to make? I think it is. I think we got to make that. It's too cheap. They still don't like the salary cap changes. I'm trying to see. Here's the thing. Now we're down to $3 million in cap space. If we get a top line defenseman, there's so many more options if we have more cap space. And is that going to be cheaper if we do that and give them a first round draft pick, ask them to retain a little bit more salary? We're going to try this, and we're going to go back to having them retain some salary. Because I think it's important. I think if we can save $3 million in cap space to get another top line guy, that's going to make a difference. We will not accept this proposal. Trade it looks fair, but they don't want to. Again, it's the money. Let's give you a third. Let's give you a third just for the money. Let's go. All right, that'll work. I ain't upset about losing a third. I am praying, I am hoping, though, the addition of Sidney Crosby to the Seattle Kraken is going to give this team a +5 in that first line. Huh? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what we needed. That's huge. That is huge. You put him around some goal scorers. Crosby could get these guys 40 goals. I mean, you could get 40 out of Everblade with him playing with Crosby. Now we're talking at 91, 98, 90 overalls on the first line. That is exactly what we wanted to see. And now we look at the bottom 6. And they still, again, the sniper of Tolvanen does concern me. He's a little, I don't know how that's going to work out. That's my one concern there. But we have a bigger fish to fry right now. Did they edit our lines? They did. Yeah, they did. Larson, you're going to be down here. I don't know if we need Adam Larson. I mean, that's the big thing next, right? Like, you don't necessarily need an 84 overall in a third line. Not for your defense. Nonetheless, let's look at top 2 defensemen. Obviously, there's not a lot of. We'll just leave the overall thing as it is. We want to keep it under $8 million. I don't think we can afford $8 million. There's not a lot of options anyway, even if we could. So let's take a look at what we got. Shea Theodore. Devin Tays has 1 year left. I think he's really expensive after this year, so that's not going to work. Shea Theodore, though, he should be in a contract for 2 more years. How's he look? Oh, he wants to be in a third deeper. That's great. I love it here. Josh Morrissey's getting $6 million. Now, that's an offensive defenseman plays in our first unit. I think we have a defensive defenseman already on the first unit. I mean, that could be, it's a 2-way 4 to be, yeah, that'd be a good combination, though, potentially. Plays in the top 4, can move the puck around substantially well. Whew, look at them stats. Morrissey. Or we look at Brandon Montour. Really good defensively. Has the ability to move the puck around. Fits on the top 4 defensive pairings. And he's much cheaper. And he gives us a lot more flexibility. And we have an 87 and 80 on the first line. He wants to be on the first line. I think we're going to go with Montour. That gives us the flexibility to, once again, we're not straddling ourselves against the cap, to go and move with somebody else in another direction as well going forward. Let's take a look here. Winton's got some trade back. We're not going to trade, we ain't going to trade any of those guys away yet. Just for the pure sake of, we'll give you Lind. Just for the pure sake that we know they're going to have trade value down the road, or some of our draft picks down the road probably won't once we make these moves. So we're going to give you a first. We're not going to mess around. We're going to give you that first. We're going to give you an early Seattle second because we know it's going to lose trade value when these trades go through. So we're going to go Montour for a first, a second. And again, we're overpaying here, surprising. Montour's cheap. It's going to be a big addition. And we don't need the cap, but I just want to see if they're going to take this trade. No, they're not. Okay, so they don't think that's enough, actually. I was going to say that was a big addition, but clearly for them, too expensive. It was not interesting to do. We appreciate the changes they're making. Okay, so that's fine. I didn't expect them to take it for that cheap. I really did. But the meter, we had such a bigger meter. We'll give you a first and 2 seconds, maybe. We'll give you Boston's second. Still totally unwilling to part ways. What if we throw a third on here? This one's going to have to work, Florida, because I like how cheap your player is. And that's it. That's the only thing I have. We're going to pay more for him than we did Crosby. Totally unwilling to part ways. We're going to drop the salary cap. We're going to quit playing around here and see what they're thinking in Florida. This trade has to happen. Is interested. The Florida Panthers are interested. We're still not interested in this deal. Okay. It's going to cost us a lot no matter who we trade for. I think that's the big thing here. Some of our seconds hold a little. Does this hold more trade value? Oh, it's the Bruins second. That's not going to hold a lot of trade value. So let's drop that. Let's give you another Bruins second. We're going to do 3 firsts and 3 seconds and a first. They're still totally unwilling to do it. We're going to throw in a first. And we're running out of trade value. But we had one thing in mind here. We was picking up a first line center and a first line defenseman. We got both of those on a team. Again, that was really what they was missing. They was missing that game changer. They was missing the game changer up first on the forward side and the defensive side. And they have just so much depth on this team. We just have to put the pieces together on the offensive side. Here we go. All right. We might. Do we want to leave the bottom 6 the way it is? The third line's great. It's the fourth line that's a little bit of a concern, but that's okay. So we're going to have Montour and Vince Dunn. That's a +2. It's still not what I would have liked it to be. I thought for sure when he said, he plays where he plays, it'd be great. It's not going to work like that. Schultz, Larson. Yeah, we're going to go Schultz here, Dumoulin there. I think that's a good addition there. That's a +3 to that line. I think our defense is stellar right now. We have a really stout defensive unit. Hopefully we can play some good defensive hockey and win some games with that top 6. And hopefully the bottom, really what we're worried about here is if the bottom 6 holds this team back. I think we're very solid across the board. Penalty kill, see how we're looking there. Beniers, Gord. I get the +5 on that penalty kills. Montour and Dunn playing perfect. I'd rather not Crosby having time as the left winger of all things. We'll put Schwartz there, changing current line, that'll work. And penalty kill line 3, McCain, Dumoulin, that's perfect. Again, the goaltending, we'll see how the backup does. We'll see how the goaltending does in general. That is one concern here, is seeing how Grubauer does. Oh, you know what? The rosters are probably updated. I don't know if we can get Patrick Kane anymore, can we? Well, I don't know if EA's roster. Oh, we're using EA's most recent rosters. Patrick Kane out there, he is. Jonathan Toews is out there. What a flashback. What a Oh, okay. All of a sudden, I know what we need on this third line. He is a third line player. How much does he want? How much you want, Carl? How much you want, Taylor? You got to be on this team. This is perfect. Is that what he wants? He's asking price is 1.2. We're going to give you... Why can't we go higher than that? Oh, is that all the cap space we have? Probably. Okay, so let's move on from a player. I think we had to get Taze because we just talked... You can't pass up on a guy with those face-offs. The question is, who can we get rid of from a cap perspective? Yamamoto. Was Yamamoto a playmaker? He was. Now, do we take that chance and just instantly say, see you later, Yama? Or will we get rid of... I think we do because he has a little bit of cap flexibility here where we can offer... well, really what we could also do is just... I feel like we have enough players on this roster. We could just move away and play with some cap in general. But I think we're going to get rid of Yama. You know us, we're not big fans of putting those... playmakers on the bottom 6 if we don't have to. We already have a sniper down there, so let's try to, put ourselves in a position to succeed the best we can. We're gonna ask for a Buffalo Sabres 3rd. The league's gonna approve that. Trade accepted. We just gave up. I don't know why I just did that. We could have gotten more than a 3rd. My mistake. I'm really excited about this Jonathan Toews. I'm a big Jonathan Toews guy. I don't know what it is. Big fan. Big fan of Jonathan Toews. He wants $1.2 million. We have the money now to offer him that. We're going to offer him 1.25. So we want to make sure we 1.257. We want to make sure 1.3. We want to make sure we get this guy. Currently considering my options. Real quickly. No, we don't even want Kane. All right, room for him. Maybe there is room. Hang on a second. Let's look at Patrick Kane. Let's look what Patty wants. What's Patty want? Oh, he wants 3.8. Now there ain't room for him. Ooh, he's an 89 overall. And a sniper. Why is his overall so high? I thought he was an 84 in this game. Oh. For that price. Let me look at him again. Let me look at him one more time. I don't think we turn that down. I don't think we can. I don't think that's a possibility. How's the defense look? Not good. Not good. Quit looking at him. Quit looking at him. You want him. I know it. I know it. It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. This is gonna be the last time we do a franchise with Patrick Kane, I think, because he did sign a contract with the team. And we're going to update the rosters after this. But we're in this one. Maybe we're cheating a little bit. But Bjorkstrand can go. Burakovsky can go. Whichever one wants to go. You be my guess. Bjorkstrand fits on this line better. Burakovsky's $5 million. 88 by 88. The accuracy of the shot. I mean, you consider the amount we can move on from. Jordan Eberle's a sniper. He's better than Burakovsky. He is. It's a gamble. But I think it's a gamble you have to take when you have a guy like Patrick Kane up on the block. Is that going to be who we play him with? Is that going to work? Do we need a playmaking center? Again, I mean, if it's not going to work, we're worried about this thing. Do we need another player to play with Patrick Kane? If Patrick Kane can't make this line work, Burakovsky sure as heck ain't going to make this line work. So let's do it. Let's get rid of Burakovsky. It's nerve-wracking, though. What's nerve-wracking is that Patrick Kane can happily say no to our contract, so we're going to have to overpay. That's going to have to happen. Who wants Burakovsky? Boston does. I don't know what Boston's draft pick. Calgary, maybe? Calgary, you want to give us a first? Because this could be game-changing. If we can move Burakovsky for a first-round draft pick, I don't think it's going to happen. Nah, it's not going to happen. Calgary would have a league maximum salary cap. So I don't even know what you're trying to talk to us for. That's not going to work. Chicago ain't going to give us their first. They're too good. Columbus, maybe? What's Columbus for his first-round draft pick? It's worth a lot. That's not going to work. Dallas will be over the cap. Detroit don't want him. Florida will be over the cap. LA over the cap. Montreal could work. Montreal's probably got a good draft pick as well. We meant to try something different. Nashville's draft pick might be more mediocre. It is. Okay, let's talk about Nashville. Let's talk to Nashville about Andre Burakovsky. I don't even know why I thought they was going to take that. That was comical. That was kind of funny. That was funny. It was, right? You guys laughed? You guys laughed? Trade rejected. All right, let's give you a second and third. You're going to get second and third. We're going to drop some cap off on you and pick up a first-round draft pick. That seems like an absolute robbery of a move. Yet here we are trying to make it happen. Oh, we're going to be 3 first and a second. Come on, send it. Okay, Nashville. We're overpaying. No, we're not. No, we're not. We kind of are. Sorry for the sound effects. In advance. We're going to give you 2 seconds to third. We're going to stop right there, Nashville. You're going to take that? No. Okay. Okay. We'll throw in a 6th. We're really done after that. They're totally unwilling. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what we can do, Nashville, besides your first round draft pick. That's fine. We'll take your second in Winnipeg second, maybe? Totally unwilling to do that. We'll just take your second. That's fine. We're overpaying there. We don't want to do that. So we're going to give you... let's take Tampa second. We'll send that. No. We'll take 2 seconds and maybe send you a third back. What if we send you a fourth back? Send you a fourth back. I like that we're not bringing anything back in return here. We should start considering that. But we're trying to get free agents, so I guess it doesn't matter. We're going to give you a third back. There we go. Okay, so that roster move is going to happen. Yeah, go to that. I don't want to do that because it's going to mess with everything. Oh, well. Let's go back to free agency. Let's go back to Patrick Kane. We should have plenty of cap space now, right? Team cap at 76. Cap space 7 million coins. And I like it. Dollars. Patrick Kane wants 3.8. We're going to offer him 4.1. Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, we're going to do that. An overpayment for Patty Kane. We're going to bring the old Chicago boys back, and we're going to bring them under for under $5 million. It was a $20 million guys right there combined. And we're trying to get him for 2. This is gambling. This is a risk, because if he doesn't come over here, there's no free agents. We don't have a lot of draft capital. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. We're not hearing back from these guys yet. I was extremely happy to accept your offer. Thank you for coming, Jonathan Tays. Patty. I'm gonna send you another one. I'm gonna send you some more money. I'm gonna do it. You're making me nervous. You're making me extremely nervous. So we have Jonathan Tays. Does it say who's interested? Not like that. Interested. I'm not even allowed to offer a new contract. I thought for sure you was. Okay, I guess that doesn't matter. Patty, before you were, I wish they could do that. That'd be nice if they said, I'm not interested in this offer. It's not enough. Somebody's offering more and you can offer and counter it. That would be sick. That'd be a sick feature. Come on, Patty. Let's go. Patty Kane to the Seattle Kraken, and the Kraken are looking. Oh, they're looking like a studly bunch right now. Woo-hoo, I like it. I like where we're going. Now in the system, we have Patrick Kane and Jonathan Tays. Not a big deal. We're gonna bring them guys up, and we're gonna send down. We might actually have the room. Do we have to send somebody down? Let's take a look. You are required to fix your lines. That's fine. We can do that. All right, so the lines are put back together. We get the penalty kill, the power play as we would like it to be. Here is what the forwards are looking like at full strength. McCain, Crosby, Eberle. Now they want to put Patty Kane up there, and that's going to be disgusting. We might switch that up if things don't go well. We want to try to have 2 really good units, though, if possible. Remember, Beniers is 20. Even at an 84, he's 20. Playing with Patrick Kane, I mean, there's a good chance he's an 85, 86 end of the season. You got Yorkstrand out there, good sniping player as well. Patty Kane, how's he looking at chemistry? He does fit best in a second line. And then again, Jonathan Tays, we're going to start him at the 3rd, 4th line. He's going to win some draws. He's going to get possession of the puck for this forward line. Hopefully that'll, balance things out. And in the defense, we didn't change anything there. We are ready to play some games. I am pumped for this Seattle Kraken hockey team. Some huge, you bring in, again, the thing with the Kraken, it's like you are a young franchise. They have to have some older players. You want to rebuild this quickly, because that's kind of what happens when you bring in Sidney Crosby, Patrick Kane, and Jonathan Tays, a whole bunch of older players. But hey, we got a chance to win. Right now. We've got to take advantage. Here we go. Start the hockey season. Finished 5-2 in the preseason. Going to beat the Vegas Golden Knights. Going to beat the Nashville Predators. Going to lose to the St. Louis Blues, and then lose to the Colorado Avalanche, and then lose to the Carolina Hurricanes, and then lose to the New York Rangers. I'm tired of saying and then lose. Can we win some hockey games, please? Something about our coaching ability of late has not gone very well, because we are once again starting very slowly. And I honestly could not tell you what to do other than what we just did with the depth of this hockey team if they cannot figure things out. Again, as always, we're going to start the season off, give them a chance to figure things out. There always is a potential for them slow starts of the season. All of a sudden, the Seattle Kraken starting to play some better puck. And that's good. That's great news, because I was really concerned. It was like 7-14. That was a horrible start to the season. There's a point there, blown out by the Chicago Blackhawks. Blackhawks team getting to go up against some of their old faces of the franchise. The Kraken 20-15. They're playing better. I'm going to play a few more games. We'll make sure there's enough time between now and the trade deadline if we make any moves, but let's get a few more games in. Start to feel a little bit better about things. 22-18. I'm really feeling like a 500 hockey club. I feel like we've done this enough now where you can kind of get the sense of how a team sims up based on the first, 3 or 4 months of the season. If they start hot, they start cold, and they go back and forth and like that, it feels like that's not the answer. So 30 points for McCain in 40 games played. Crosby's got 44 points. Oh, this first line's not it. That's the problem. Patrick, oh, Jesus. Whew. What is happening with this team? So Patrick Kane's going to the first line. We're done. We're not even going to play with that anymore. I should have stopped this him years ago. Now the question is, there's Beniers. He's up to the 86. That's what we expected. He's growing. But now what? Now what do we do? 30 points out of McCain. I keep calling McCain. It's McCann. I'm sorry, McCain. I don't know what I'm thinking. Matt McCain, Blue Jacket or Reds legend. Now the problem is 18 points on the second line is just not good. That's not acceptable. Do we switch him with Jaden Schwartz? I don't like that idea, but Schwartz is producing at a high level at 26 points on that line. That line that is struggling. You have 21 points out of Yanni Gord. You have a minus 20 out of Tolvanen. Why are we struggling so mightily on that line? I'm struggling. We're really struggling here. We can't move. I don't think Yorkstrand's going to be a good idea on that third line. How's he looking defensively this season, Yorkstrand? Have you been playing all right? I mean, we might just switch a Patty Kane. We might just become a top-heavy team. 30 giveaways, 29 takeaways. It's not the worst. How's Schwartz looking? 21 giveaways, 30 takeaways. He's definitely the better defensive player. I don't think there's any hiding that. He's a two-way forward compared to a sniper. That's just atrocious play, though. There is no other way to put it than that's atrocious. To be on a line with Patrick Kane and be producing at that low of a level and to be a minus 12, that's embarrassing. That's the nicest way to put it, is that is embarrassing. Yorkstrand, again, already looked there. I'm thinking, are we going to blow this up? Are we going to blow this entire team up? I thought we had a bunch of solid, and that's the problem with these middle of the pack guys. You never know what you're going to get. I'm considering blowing up this entire second line. I don't know if we have the capital to move it. I really wanted to work with this core of players. That's that's the point, is try to work with the core that they give you. Add some big pieces, add some small pieces. But when you bring in Sidney Crosby, Patrick Kane, and Jonathan Toews, and Montour, you bring in 3 first-line players. And to play at that level offensively is just, that's unacceptable. That was bad. That's really bad. My mind is still blown at how poorly they played around Sidney Crosby knees. We have 3.62 goals. Oh, that's not us. I was going to say there's no way. We have 2.98 goals for per game, 3.24 goals against, in a team that should be playing much better than they are. How's the goaltending looking? That's the other thing we can look at. How's the goaltending looking across the league compared to Grubauer? Maybe Grubauer's holding his team back. Maybe a goaltender, something we rarely trade for, because rarely do goalies make a huge impact. Maybe a goalie's got to be a difference maker here. 9.04 goals against. How's the entire league average looking here? 943, 932. Oh, man, Olmark is disgusting. But look, again, that's who he's playing around. Frank Kuzin, 923. Allen's 918. 915 out of Carter Hart. Saros 915. So we are seeing slightly better numbers out of some of these guys. On average, we're seeing plus 910. And what we're getting out of Grubauer is, what did we say was getting out of Grubauer again? 904. Let's look. We'll look at the goaltending situation here. Sometimes it's just, we haven't made a trade for a goaltender yet either. Now, this is the thing that we can't, we just did the St. Louis Blues rebuild, and it didn't go the greatest, even adding some players. So I think, we can't get stuck in our own ways. It's important not to get complacent and just assume like, it was a bad sim, or it wasn't our fault. The players just didn't play the way they should. And that's kind of what's going to have to happen here. And we're going to go, we can afford a goalie is what's good about it, because we do have some cap space. What do we have? 2.6. We have some cap space. And we're going to be moving some cap space. What if we go with, how's Swayman looking? I know Carter Hart's having a good season. Swayman's struggling. How you riding a struggle bus like that on a Boston Bruins? Carter Hart's having an excellent season. Tristan Yarry's having an excellent season. Carter Hart's making 3.9. I like Carter Hart. That's a good addition. We're going to try to get Carter Hart. I don't know what we can get trade value wise for Philip Grubauer, but he's out the door. There's no questioning that one. How's our backup goalie looking? That is the other important thing to look at. Make sure our backup goalie's not... Oh, he's atrocious too. Whew. That was a nice way of putting it. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. Can we have your backup goalie as two Florida? What do you think about that? Or yeah, let's do that. Let's do a little goalie for goalie swap. I promise that this is a good deal for you guys, Philly. I promise. Trust the process. We would never do anything bad for you, Torts. Just think about it. Maybe they did you wrong, Torts. You want to bench them. You got a perfect opportunity to get it back. It's gonna take more than a second, and I understand that. Here, we'll give you 2 seconds. It's gonna take more than 2 seconds. All right. Let's give you 3 seconds. 3 seconds to think about hitting accept. There it is. Alrighty. Let's go to roster moves. Edit angel lines. And again, the defense wasn't pretty. As much as the offense wasn't pretty, neither was a defense. What just happened? Who did we just trade? Did we trade the wrong goalie? How do we still have cap space after that? Crosby, Kane, Beniers, Everly. We still have everybody. I don't know who I just traded. I'm gonna be completely honest. I have no clue. I have no clue at all. Nonetheless, Carter Hart's on Seattle. I don't know why I thought to hit Grubauer and we didn't. We still have that cap space because of Grubauer being here, but Grubauer could be a solid backup for this team, help us win some games. Watching things closely. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe how bad this team was playing. That's mind-blowing to me. How you can be that bad with that kind of talent. See if they can figure things out. Overtime loss to the New York Rangers. Going to beat the Edmonton Oilers. Going to beat the Penguins. Losing to the Leafs. That's a tough stretch of games there. There's an overtime win against the Chicago Blackhawks. Going to win in overtime there. A little bit of a win streak. A little bit of a hot spell coming here. Going to lose to the San Jose Sharks with a long rest. And they're going to beat the Boston Bruins in Boston. That is not an easy win. Good for the Seattle Kraken there. Winning games they need to win. Be careful here, win streak. There we go. Ending two. See, this is the kind of sim you want to see. You lose 2 games in a row, but then you go back and win a couple. You don't want to lose 3 or 4 in a row. That's when things start to look ugly. Now the Seattle Kraken 35 and 25 in much better position here. Let's take a look at see how things are going. I'm still it's getting to me. It's getting to it. Really, it is. All right, so let's look here. The goals for per game is 2.98. I believe that's down a little bit. That's about the same. It hasn't really changed. Goals for is 3.21. How's that not changed? We're about equal there still. The power play could be better. The penalty kill is disgusting. Take a look at this team. We're winning more games, which makes me believe the goaltending's probably been better. But it's just weird because statistically nothing's changed. So those Grubauer up to the 907. Carter Hart's to the 915, so he's been, again, holding his own just how he was for his former team, helping us win games though when you're playing better hockey like that. So the addition of a goaltender is certainly helping, it appears, in that regard. How's this team looking like as a whole? Hopefully Patrick Kane, Sidney Crosby playing much better together. Now we're seeing 45 points on McCann. His production's a little bit better there. Crosby over 60 point per game. Patrick Kane better, I think. 43.62 games played. He was what? He had like 15 or 16 points. He was struggling. There was a struggle bus for being written there. 31 points out of Bjorkstrand, 30 points out of Beniers, 36 points out of Eberle. Eberle still driving the ship of that line. Still a positive player. Jaden Schwartz is still that minus 23 is killer, but he's got 35 points. He's definitely the producer out of that line. The fact that this line's playing this poorly, and this is stuff that doesn't make sense to me sometimes. What's happening on this line? Is it because Tovinen's a sniper and he shouldn't be there? Like, why is this line playing so poorly? Tovinen is the worst producer of these guys with a minus 25. But to be that bad with that high of overalls, 38 giveaways, 34 takeaways. Yanni Gord, 39 giveaways, he's positive there. Jaden Schwartz, he's even. Yeah, you're really making me struggle here. Eberle's kind of got to stay where he's at. What we could do, again, taking a chance, but he isn't working where he's at. He's not producing. I mean, he's 30 points. He's got fewest points of all these players. Is we could go for another center, another playmaker. We can move Matty Beniers down to the third line. A place he's really not comfortable playing. But maybe it's a place he needs to play for a little bit. The draws are 79. Yanni Gord's, his draws are, again, a 79 himself. Then we can move on from Tovinen. It's going to boost that line a little bit. Tovinen has to go. The thing is, we don't have a lot of cap space there. Let's see what happens. I think it'll be cheaper. And again, we're going to look for that playmaking center. And it's scary because, hey, we're winning some hockey games now, but the statistics say we're not winning well enough. They say the very least, I don't. The statistics say I don't know why or how we're winning. Let's go with the playmaker. We got 2 snipers. I'm going to go with the playmaker. We're going to go 85. I want to try 86 plus. We're going to get a bit of an upgrade here. And we're going to go, I mean, really not, because that's what we mentioned too with Beniers. It seems we're going to get them upgraded. And he did. But the problem is he's still a two-way forward here playing with 2 snipers, and it's just not working. So we're going to do that. We're going to go 7 million. How much cap space we have? We have 2 million in cap space, so that's not going to be it. That's not going to be it at all. Reinhardt, I like Martin Necas. I do, but I think he's on. What's he getting paid next year? Too many guys on 1-year deals that we're not going to be afforded next season. Lindholm could be an addition. He's got 53 points. We're seeing 57 out of Scheifele. I don't like how he's a minus on that line, on that first line. 50 out of Buchnevich. Claude Giroux's playing stellar. 55 points plus 16. He's probably got good faceoffs too, doesn't he? Yeah. What's he getting paid over there? Right now, oh, he's getting a lot. Did he sign that contract that much? Ken Johnson's at 87. Good for Kent, but he's only got 1 year left. I don't know how much they signed him to. And he only wants to win a 4th line. And he's expensive. I mean, let's bring Malkin back. He's a +3. We just traded for Malkin. He wants to go in a second. We just traded for Malkin in the last sim. We're going to do it again. We got to. Bring back the veteran presences. Some guys that can possibly right the ship here. I mean, how crazy would it be to say, let's go ahead. I mean, let's throw it out the window. Let's break the door down and let's trade away. Oh, we're going to talk about it. We'll go to league maximum salary cap. Let's talk about it. Let's break the door down and go ahead and send away Matty Beniers. But I don't know if that's a good idea. Montour's got some trade value. Patty Kane's got some trade value. Dublin's got some trade value. Who are we looking for here? Tolvanen. They do want Tolvanen. And we'd still, oh no, Pittsburgh would have over the skate organization limit. So we're going to be really tight against the cap here. I don't know if we're going to be able to make this work. Hopefully we can. Entry level deal. You're willing to deal this guy. That'll work. Pittsburgh can have over 40 skaters in the organization. Who do we just try to trade for if they're going to be over still? Oh, you're under contract. Okay, we're going to trade for this guy. Seattle over the maximum salary cap. We are so tough. Why are you going to do this to us? How much are we over the salary cap? Is Malkin getting an extension? They're going to do this to us too. They're going to say we don't want to retain that salary, and we barely have any salary being retained. Let's give them a second. We're not offering that much for Malkin right now. Yep, there it is, the current situation of their cap. So let's go. And I mean, we're giving you nothing, Pittsburgh. Take the third and accept the trade. Unbelievable. This is going to upset me. This is going to bother me. We're asking to retain 300K. Thank you. Okay, go to roster moves. Malkin, come on down. We're gonna edit the lines. I mean, all of a sudden we're flashing it back to 2010. We got Patty Kane, John. Imagine this team 10 years ago. Patty Kane, Jonathan Toews, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin. It fits the build very well for this team, though. This is a team that, again, a lot of older players because they had to pick players off from the expansion. You know, we're going all in now and hoping for the best down the road, but this is a nasty top six right now. The next question is, do we trust what we have? Because the bottom six has been solid. I like what the fourth line's been solid. The defense concerns me. How's the defense been looking? -6, -7 there, -13, -8. So Alexiak has struggled. Do we want to move on from Alexiak? The defensive defenseman, he's pretty solid there. Sometimes I look when you see how bad that bottom, the top bottom six was, it makes you wonder if it's just the bottom six struggling. 51 giveaways, 14 take. That's terrible. Is everybody that bad defensively? 15 giveaways, 32. That seems really bad. 51 giveaways, 14 takeaways. Okay, I guess a lot of players do that. Schultz has a lot. 52 by 20. Okay, maybe that's a little bit normal for defensemen. That seemed really horrible. I mean, you're really good defenseman at turning it over that much. 67 by 16. Maybe they are. Okay. We're going to run this. Back to edit lines. What am I missing? Power play. What did we say? The power play could be better. I think it's about to be better, to say the very least. And why? What is this? Why don't we have any defensemen in the power play? We'll put Vince Dunn there. And we're going to move Yorkstrand. Or do we get rid of McCann? I'm going to get rid of McCann. I mean, no, McCann's been playing better than Yorkstrand, I think. Let's going to go ahead and put on defense. Do we have Patrick Kane already? We do. We're going to put Mock in there. Change your current line. Mock, can you go ahead and play in that first unit with these guys? Power play line 2. Unfilled. Joe Schwartz should be up there, right? Schwartz is the power play specialist. We'll put Montour here. And I would assume, right? He's not as good as I thought he was on a power play. Montour's actually better on a power play. Beniers, Schwartz, Gord. That's going to have to work on that. The penalty kill. Gord, Beniers, that'll work. Taze playing in the second unit. I kind of wouldn't mind Taze on the third unit, but the penalty kill has been solid, so we're going to miss that. What are we missing? Oh, I don't care about the AHL. Go ahead and do what you got to do, yeah. Go ahead and do what you got to do. Let me out of here. How do I get out of this? Head coach preferred lines. Yeah, you got to do that. Make sure you didn't mess with my NHL lines. If we was worried about the future, we wanted to trade everybody away, to say the very least. Okay, we have got to win games with the Seattle Kraken team. We have to. You know what's impressive? I don't think we traded away every first-round draft pick this time, though. We had a lot left over. We got some good value moves in there because we was able to move some of the middle-tier guys. And I thought that was the beauty of Seattle, is they had a lot of middle-tier guys. Now can we make some moves? That being in the playoffs. If you can't win with this team, you don't deserve to be in playoffs. Malkin, Crosby, Taze, Kane, all the core players you already had. This team should go on. This team should win 70% of its games then this season. Right now, they won 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6. 5 out of 7, 6 out of 8, 6 out of... Okay, we're going to quit counting. And nonetheless, Seattle pushing their way into a playoff spot, pushing their way into the third place spot in the division. They'd like to win a couple more games, come in there and get the second seed. Is the first seed possible? It is not, but they're going to finish with 95 points and just barely make playoffs. Wow, those 3-game losing. They lost 4 of the last 5. And they're going to draw the Colorado Avalanche in the first round. Really just needed to win 1. That's going to be a tough draw. Still had a great season. Really turned things around. Remember the team started, like 7-15? Finished out 46-32 with 4 overtime losses, 96 points, and that's tough. They just needed to win 1. They win 1 game. They're going to draw the Oilers in the first round, but they're kind of good at losing in playoffs. Or the Ducks. It would have been Oilers, obviously, but that's going to be end up being what? Oh, hang on a second. How do we finish? 3.12 goals against. The goals against went up about 0.14. The goals for, I should say. The goals against went down just a couple of ticks. The power play went up about 1%. Penalty kill went up about 1%. Looking at the central, we're looking for here. Colorado had 100 points. Okay, so they weren't as dominant as I thought. 3.44 goals against 3 point. The defense has been struggling for them. Their penalty kill has been disgusting though. 86.7%. That's one of the better penalty kills you'll see in the league. Here we go, though. Colorado, round number 1 can Seattle. A team of veterans, a team of players that have been there quite a few times. Multiple Stanley Cups by multiple players on this team. If there's a team that's ready to win in the playoffs, it is this particular team right here. Here we go. Colorado, game number 1. They're going to win, and they're going to win game number 2. They're going to jump to a 2-0 series lead, heading back home. And they're going to win that one, too. We were just talking about it, that veteran presence, that leadership entering the postseason. Some teams, some players are just built different. When it comes to crunch time, they play some good hockey. But right now, we better be careful. We better be careful. Up 3-0 in the series. And Colorado's going to win 2 straight games in overtime. Seattle. What are we going to do with you? We saw 3-0 in the series. Let's get period number 1 out of the way. It is 2-2. Nichushkin with 2 goals on Carter Hart. Crosby gets the goal. McCann gets the goal. And Georgiev in net. It is 3-3 after 2. Patrick Kane right now, the additions of this team making the big plays. Georgiev with the save there on Vincent Tatar with the save or shot, and the save by Carter Hart. Devin Tays, the elite young defenseman for the Colorado Avalanche, trying to get one in the back of the net is not going to happen. A second shot by Devin Tays. About the same shot there. Nothing but point shots so far happening. Nothing serious. There's a goal by the Seattle Kraken. Oliver Yorkstrand from up in the top of the circle. The Seattle Kraken now have a 1 goal lead. They just need to hold off the Colorado Avalanche for 6 more minutes after blowing a 3-0 lead. It felt like the world was falling down. The world was ending. The sky was falling. Seattle gonna battle through that adversity. They're gonna bounce back, and they're still gonna find a way to win the series. You have to forget about what just happened. At the end of the day, you won the series. You won it in 7. It wasn't as pretty as you thought, but you won the series. Restart in the next series. Forget about what happened. You got Dallas on the map here. Try to jump ahead, jump down to a 1-0 series deficit, but they're going to split the series, heading back home. Exactly what you want to do. Losing that one 3-2 is not what you wanted to do. Game number 4, chance to get the series tied once again. They will do that. Paddock to Dallas for Game 5, a pivotal Game 5. They're going to get shut out by Ottinger and company. Dallas plays stellar defense over there. Here we go. Seattle versus Dallas. Dallas just getting past their first series as well, it looks like there. Seattle going to jump ahead to the 1-0 lead. Montour, another big addition there. Jordan Eberle on Ottinger as well. We're going to get a 2-1 lead heading to the 3rd period for the Seattle Kraken. It is a power play for the Kraken, and they are going to come up empty-handed. But there's the insurance goal, ever so important. Dumoulin, another one. He's been having a solid postseason so far. Now Seattle with a power play. Dallas all of a sudden falling to pieces in this game. Seattle just needs to hold off for 4 more minutes, and they will. Just barely. 30 shots to 38 saves. All, was it Dallas? That's Dallas's. Dallas is all Dallas there for a little bit in the 3rd period, but Seattle, so we pay the goaltender. Carter Hart playing well. Did what he needed to do to win that game. Another Game 7 for this Seattle Kraken team. Again, this is where you start to wonder. You got a bunch of veterans on this team. How much gas is in the tank when you're playing all these Game 7s this late into the season? Dallas 2-1 early. Hintz Robertson with the goals on Carter Hart. Here we go. Period number 2. Dallas says, let's give up a couple. Matty Beniers, the young stud. Vince Dunn with the goals on Ottinger. It is 3-2. My mistake. Seattle. Dallas power play. Dallas going to come up and be a long extended power play. Going to come up empty-handed. Carter Hart gets some huge saves. They're all Dallas so far this period. Carter Hart has been standing on his head, and it's just too much. It's 2 shots to about 7,000 in this period. Carter Hart allows one to Jason Robertson. They have got to do something. They have got to do something for this goaltender. Get some momentum going. Dallas is dominating. Carter Hart is trying to do his very best. He's going to get his team to overtime. Hopefully a chance for a little bit of momentum swing here. You see the way your goaltender just played in the third period. You get a chance to regroup, refresh, head into overtime. Brand new period. And it is Dallas with the goal. Dallas is going to score root pints on Carter Hart. It was just too much. It was all Dallas that last period and a half. And Seattle's going to get bounced in Game 7 of the conference semifinals to the Dallas Stars. Nonetheless, though, an impressive performance out of this team. Real quickly, we'll look at the point production. One thing we did look at was the stats for everybody. Crosby ended up with 85 points on the season, 78 out of Malkin. Crosby had an impressive season. Patty Kane was 64, got all the way up to the +0. You remember how bad that line was playing, so it was good to see that they turned it around. McCann +25, Montour +1, Eberle +5. Again, that second line really started to play better. Schwartz still struggled, -25. It was the third unit. I mean, it was even the end of the season. I think that's important. It was -25, but remember, we made those moves at the deadline, and it was kind of even after that, so it wasn't terrible. I mean, you get 500 out of it, just expect your top 6 to do the work. That'll work. 915 out of Carter Hart, 905 out of Grubauer. So again, Carter Hart was a big addition. Needed that. 2.86 goals against, kept his team in games, and gave Grubauer a chance to play, backup and be a solid backup. 28-19 on the season still. Nonetheless, that is going to wrap things up for this video. As always, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd appreciate you subscribing like you never have to. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.